So a couple of y'all have asked me about GATA masks in the last few days, which I hadn't heard of previously. Some folks like them, some folks want to know if I think they're any good. GATA is a California-based company that sells survival kits and products, most of which are made by other manufacturers, but a big part of their brand is that they sell the best face coverings out there. Not respirators, not masks, face coverings. Very general, very unregulated term. So these face coverings have a silicone body and stretchy ear loops, and they come in 4 sizes and have replaceable filters, which according to the company filter out 95% of particles down to 0.3 microns. There are 2 things that are concerning to me right off the bat about this, and one is that they're not even publicly claiming to adhere to a certain respirator standard. Like, these are not N95s, they're not even claiming to be KN95s. If I'm relying on a tool to potentially save my life, a tool that has just oodles of rules and standards and regulations and labs out there testing them, I want to use a tool that aspires to and achieves these standards. The other concerning thing about this claim, which you might be able to guess if you watched my video about how masks work. Okay, take a second to guess. Are you ready? Yes. So what concerned me is the idea that their filters filter 95% of particles down to 0.3 microns, because as we know, respirators like N95s, KN95s, that whole gang, they don't stop filtering particles under 0.3 microns because they don't work like sieves. 0.3 microns is just the particle size that is most difficult to filter. Particles bigger and smaller than 0.3 microns are filtered by legit respirators with greater than 95% efficiency. So this statement really sounds like whoever wrote this description doesn't actually understand the science of particulate filtration, which is not comforting. So I did what you do. I wrote the company an email and asked if they could share an independent lab testing of their filter material with me, and I also asked the wording of the down to 0.3 microns claim. They responded really quickly with this message and some lab result PDFs. Hi, our filters have been certified by a third-party lab and received a rating of KN95, which is the European and Chinese equivalent to the N95. They filter out 95% of particles down to 0.3 microns. That being said, we are a non-medical mask manufacturer, and due to the sensitivity of the virus, we do not make any claims in regards to COVID. So first of all, they ignored the part where I asked about the down to 0.3 microns claim. They also claim that KN95 is the European equivalent of an N95. That's just not true. The European equivalent of an N95 is an FFP2, which I've covered. I do appreciate, and I'm sure their lawyers appreciate, that they are emphasizing that these are not medical masks and that they aren't making any claims about COVID protection. So let's look at the lab results they sent me. So not a lot of detail here. No name of the lab, no date of testing. The first page says that the melt-blown cloth filtration efficiency of 10 different samples was consistently above 99%. Which is cool, but I don't even know if this is referring to the actual filters that GATA sells because there are no details here. I asked them if they could provide the name of the lab because notably you can see on the second page that information has literally been censored, and they said no. Which seems to have been the experience of some Reddit users from Masks for All as well, who described the company as cagey about sharing data. So ultimately, my conclusion on GATA face coverings is that I would probably not rely on these in a situation in which a respirator working poorly could have dire consequences. I wish I had better things to report about these because it's cool that they come in 4 sizes, and I've talked to some folks who feel like they get a really good seal with these, but ultimately, I'm not convinced.